Brad, you've got two items on the table here. They must be connected, but I'm not sure how.
Well, they may not look similar, but this is raw copper of the sort that folks would have been mining and collecting from the Lake Superior region. And this is an artifact that's been transformed into a work of art, but then it's been buried into a mountain for 2,000 years. So it's got this layer of corrosion on it, so it no longer looks copper. When it was new, it would have looked that shiny and that coppery.
Who made this piece of art?
This is a piece of art created by the Hopewell culture that lived in Ohio between about AD 1 all the way up to about AD 400.
And was that the prevalent culture here at the time?
Yeah, it was the predominant culture during that period. There were other cultures. The Adena culture that came before the Hopewell persisted in some areas, particularly in southeastern Ohio, but the Hopewell culture was the predominant culture in central and southern Ohio.
Is this essentially a work of art, or did it have another purpose?
It's a work of art, I think, by anybody's definition, but it would have had a ceremonial purpose. It's probably a piece of regalia. This is a head plate. It was probably part of a headdress that was worn during the ceremonies that took place at these huge Hopewell earthwork centers.
There's a pattern in it. What do we think this is?
Well, this pattern is some kind of carnivore's paw, probably a wolf claw. Some people think it might be a representation of a bear claw, but whatever, it represents some kind of carnivore's hand. And that must have had a powerful symbolic significance for the people that created this.
The mounds we see as we travel around Ohio, are these the people who built those mounds?
Many of them. Many of the biggest ones were built by the Hopewell culture, but we also have many Adena mounds, like the Miamisburg Mound, for example, built hundreds of years before the Hopewell culture.
So Adena and Hopewell coexisted?
Yeah, the Adena come first, and I believe that the Hopewell come out of the Adena. They have Adena roots, but they made changes in their culture and their social systems, and in some cases, Adena people didn't adopt those newfangled ideas, retained their conservative ways of life, and so they do coexist for a certain period of time. This
may have belonged to somebody who had some power or prestige in this culture, is that right?
Absolutely. The raw material would have been rare. The symbology would have been had a special significance. We don't know exactly what that would have been, but yes, the person that wore this was probably like a priest, a minister, someone with religious authority, or someone with political authority, but not quite the way we think of kings or emperors or pharaohs. They had a very egalitarian ethic, and all the people that are buried, even the people that were wearing regalia like this, worked as much as everybody else, ate the same foods everybody else was eating, lived in the same kinds of houses. They weren't like chiefs or kings. And that's really one of the mysteries of the Hopewell culture, is how without that kind of political hierarchy, they were able to do the kinds of things they did, building monumental architecture.
Maybe we've got some things to learn from them.
We absolutely have things to learn from them.
How did you come in, or how did the OHC come into possession of this?
This was excavated from the Hopewell Mound Group in Chillicothe by former curators of the Ohio History Connection, archaeologists that did research around the state. And so this was excavated by our staff.
And is this available for view when people come and visit OHC?
Yeah, this head plate is normally on display here as part of the Following in Ancient Footsteps exhibit.
Terrific. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you.